Hi, I'm Zane,
And I'm Pierre.
and welcome to another episode of EV Me. In this episode, we're going to be looking at the cars that are coming into South Africa.
In addition to the 5 cars mentioned in our last video that are either in South Africa or clearly on their way, there really are only 2 more we can confidently expect to be coming to South Africa in the near future. And Tesla isn't one of them.
That's a real shame. Yes, Elon Musk recently tweeted that he's waiting for the South African government to come to the party with import duties.
I know we covered this in a previous video. Unlike other countries who have eliminated import duties on EVs, South Africa has the opposite, where we have a premium tax on EVs.
That's very odd, that, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we know that we're putting a lot of pressure on them, and we're hoping this is going to change soon. Both of the new EVs coming to SA are exciting alternatives, which with a little government cooperation could be the beginning of an EV adoption in South Africa. Also, it's no surprise that both of these vehicles come from well-established players in South Africa.
Is that VW and
BMW.
And BMW.
Yeah.
Yeah, VW I think has 23% of the market in South Africa already. Interestingly enough, I think that's almost the same amount that they have as a percentage in China, in the massive market of China. I think it's purely coincidental.
Yes, but that's a hugely lucrative market for them, and it's funding a lot of what they're doing in research now in EVs. And then also the Chinese government is pushing EVs, and I have no doubt that VW intends to hold on to this market share with the launch of their new EV range, which they are expecting actually to have the same impact that Beetle and their VW Golf had after they were first launched.
So this is essentially their third wave. Yeah, it was the Beetle, the Golf, and now this is the ID3. 3 being for the third wave.
Yes, yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, okay.
So quickly back to BMW. For as many years as they've had great success in South Africa, not only in terms of sales, but also in terms of assembly for export. Currently, they hold the top position for EV sales in South Africa with their i3, not to be confused with the ID3.
Yeah, well, that's obviously Volkswagen, the i3 being BMW.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are these 2 new cars? With this kind of build-up, I feel like we need a drum roll. But they are the Mini Cooper S
and VW ID3.
Yes, exactly.
The Mini Cooper SE Electric will be launched in the UK in March 2020 and to arrive on our shores in 2021.
It's not too long.
No, this 3-door hatchback has a 135 kilowatt-hour electric motor that produces 270 newton meters of torque. It can accelerate from 0 to 100 in 3.7 seconds, and it has a 32.6 kilowatt battery and has a range of between 235 to 270 kilometers.
Yeah, mid-range.
Yeah, so, you know. It comes in 3 levels of trim. Pricing in the UK starts at £24,000, and South African pricing is still to be confirmed.
So the Mini has great pizzazz, and with those sort of specs, I can only imagine that its reputation as a quick and zippy car will prevail. Yeah, I have no doubt it's going to do better than the BMW i3, the top seller currently here in South Africa.
Agreed. But I don't know how many of these will be able to get to our shores. That's the problem. But they'll be able to sell as many as they can. What's even more interesting is that it comes in at the same price as the petrol version, but with the better running costs.
Yeah,
so I think
it's ongoing running costs. Okay. Enough about the Mini then. Let's talk about the car that I think will have a larger impact on South Africa market. This is the VW ID3. At this point in time, the ID3 has mass market appeal as it has been designed not to look obviously like an EV for easier market acceptance. Has a similar design characteristics to the existing Golf, but it is bigger inside due to the new MEB platform. This MEB platform is the skateboard containing the drivetrain and the batteries onto which the frame of the car is mounted.
They're actually sharing this platform as well with Ford, which is going to give them economies of scale as well, which I think is a very smart move. I think actually I heard something that they are already getting their cost of per kilowatt cost down to $100 per kilowatt.
That's very competitive.
Very competitive.
Yeah. That sounds like a good strategy, but let's not digress as we agreed to keep this one short. Unlike other EVs of this size, the ID3 is a rear-wheel drive, which reduces some of the complexity of fitting the 155 watt kilowatt motor. It's a little bit bigger than Mini. So initially, VW will only launch its 58 kilowatt battery pack version with a drive range of 420 kilometers.
That's pretty good.
Later, it will bring out a more economical version with a 45 kilowatt battery and a drive range of 330, which is good for the economical version. This will quickly be followed by a 77 kilowatt version with a drive range of 550 kilometers. Perhaps they're expecting Goldilocks as a customer with the inevitable too hot, too cold, but in this case it pertains to drive range and price. The top speed is electronically limited to 160 kilometers, which is plenty. The cabin space has taken into account many of the design characteristics of the best existing EVs on the market. It has a touchscreen center console with only electronic windows and the hazard lights having tactile buttons.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with the buttons and the screen thing, that's become quite a debate. The Tesla effect, essentially, where they had a completely minimalistic interior just with a single screen. They seem to have combined the bit of the old and the new together.
Yeah, a lot of people feel safer with those tactile buttons. Yes, I'm not quite done. The ID.3 also has some funky futuristic aspects, such as the voice-activated digital assistant, although some people who grew up in the 80s watching Knight Rider,
Kit.
Yeah, they might be thinking, hey,
I love Kit.
That's not new. The ID.3 with its 58 kilowatt battery, that's the one in the middle of the three versions, will be launched in the first quarter of next year, 2020, in the UK.
Similar time to the Mini.
And the price point there is going to be €30,000. Also
Similar
price, exactly. It's trying to build up a sufficient stock at the moment prior to launching, so it doesn't have these
lags and deliveries.
Yeah, exactly.
So in conclusion, we have two great cars coming to South Africa. Both of them potentially could be priced at a price point that could reach a larger market than the cars that are currently available in the country, and they have drive ranges and charging times that really would make it viable in South Africa to own one of these cars. And I expect this to actually kick off the EV revolution in this country.
And we're talking 2021, so that really is looking at a year to 18 months, which isn't long.
Correct. And by that time, there should hopefully be a little bit more charging infrastructure in place.
Cooperation from the government might have just lowering some of those premiums.
So I think this is it's a landmark.
Yeah, it's
actually.
encouraging.
Yeah, landmark. So that's all for this week, and we really thank you for watching, and please subscribe to this channel. Goodbye from us.
And we look forward to bringing you more content in the next episode.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.